Good day. It is now the 4th, I think, of June. So I've come down to do our June tour. I did expect rain today, but I didn't expect it quite as early as it is now. I think what I'm going to do is use my big umbrella and do the tour. Is this sensible? I'm not sure it is. I'm sure you can hear the patter of rain on the plastic roof here, and I would have thought the patter of rain on the umbrella might be a bit too much. I've checked the weather forecast and it says that it's going to be raining for at least the next couple of hours. So you know what? I'm going to get on and do it, and maybe we'll look at another tour in the sunshine mid-June. Because oh, look, a big bumblebee. Oh, it came in from the rain and it's gone. Oh no, look. Oh, the bumblebee. Oh, is that cute? Isn't he cute? What are you doing? Are you coming in from the rain? Oh, it's fabulous. Look, will it pick it up if I tap? No. No. Oh. But it is a cutie. What a cutie. I'm going to just pop you up there and you can fly out later. Oh no. It's gone. It just it wanted a bit of camera action, and now it's got out. Gosh, how exciting life is sometimes. Right, yes, I'm going to get out there and let's see how we get on. Let's see how we get on. It may be brief, which for some of you will be an absolute fantastic thing, I know. Right, let me get out there. There might be quite a few drips on camera, so to speak. Well, this really is a first for me. I've never done a plot tour in the rain before, but hey ho. I'm not sure if this has got a pink tinge to it. My umbrella is pink, so, well, red actually. Right, well, the first thing that we notice, of course, is that this white vinyl is still down. There were more important things to get on with in May than this area. I needed to get other beds done. I needed to make sure I got tomatoes in. I needed to get important things done. The weather in May was also pretty odd for this time of year, and it was colder and wetter than we had anticipated. So hopefully in June, where we are now, it will be a little bit drier. But you know what? I'm loving this rain today. We really need this rain. I would love bouts of rain like this at least once or twice a week through the season. Let's hope for that. So yes, little change in this area. As we come over here, our compost bins are virtually invisible now. The stinging nettles have really grown up. These are going to be used for making nettle tea, which we will use to fertilize the plots. They are also a fantastic source of food for butterflies and I think also bees. So I will tie it in, because if I just come down here, it is overgrowing the path a little bit. So maybe I'll trim that bit on the left there and trim a little bit on the right here. Or in fact, I'll most probably just pull it in with string. Right. Oh, look. Mr. Snail there. Yeah. Okay, so let's come to this first bed. We have put in Brussels sprouts here. These are Groninger. We've got 9 Groninger Brussels sprouts, and then at the end we've got 3 cauliflower that somebody had spare. So that's what's gone in here. And on either side, we are going to be putting our squash. By the time the squash gets going and starts trailing, I'm hoping that these Brussels sprouts will have pretty good stalks on them and not be damaged in any way. But I'll just watch out. This bed was also hand weeded, but again, you can see there in the middle that there is bindweed. So I'm going in with my hand fork whenever I see bindweed and taking it out. On this bed, here we've got our cotton lavender and thyme, which you can see is fabulously in flower. Sorry, I'm trying to do this while holding the umbrella and it's getting a bit shaky. Apologies. Let me move back a bit. We have our peppers in, you can see on the left, and on the right in the area there, oh, I've just put my foot on my calf on a stinging nettle. We have rock and core beans, which I sowed the other day, which are bush beans. We've got quite a few varieties of peppers, all from Save Seed. The first row is Morrison's Yellow Long, which is Save Seed from a long pepper we got from Morrison's last year. Morrison's Yellow Long, did I say that? Then we've got 2 rows of Orange Bell from Vivi, 3 rows of paprika peppers from Vivi, and then 1 row of Jamaica peppers from Brian. They're quite small at the moment. I'm not sure if they are small. And this in the middle here is an oregano that I just let grow on the path. If we go over to our Mangetout and broad bean bed, you can see that the Train Driver mountain range, it's now, I would have thought this is about 4 foot high. In fact, going up to 5 foot high, I think. I'm 5'8" and it's about a foot shorter than me. Beautiful flowers. They go from a blue to a mauve to a pinky colour. And can I just... Sorry, I can't do this. You can see Mangetout forming there. And this is the size of the Train Driver mountain range, Mangetout. It's about 4 inches to 5 inches long. So we'll be having that out soon. Then next we have Oregon Sugar Pod. Gosh, which look, I hadn't noticed. Can you see in there? That's podding up rather well. We need to start harvesting, definitely. And then over there we have some broad beans from Vivi, which are succumbing a bit to black fly, but we're going to put a garlic spray on those like she is doing. Fingers crossed. In fact, let's do all of these beds first, and then, oh, my umbrella won't go through my things, so to speak. Oh, I need to lift it up. Oh, gosh. Then here we have more Mangetout. We've got Golden Sweet, which is the paler ones here. And in here we have Mr. Bethel's Purple Podded too. Yeah, I think I'd rather cramped this bed. But you know what? I'll know for next year. Then here we've got our garlic, which I will definitely be looking at taking out after this rain. I've let the bed go a bit, but yeah, needs must. I've also rather given up on our onions. I've been saying to you for ages, it needs a weed, it needs a weed, it needs a weed. Priorities took over. I decided that most of these onions we're actually going to be using as salad onions. And when we've started harvesting these now as salad onions, and I will just give this bed a really good weed and turn over with a fork once these are out. I decided, actually, you know what, I'd rather have poppies in than onions which weren't doing anything. And in fact here you can see that they are actually going to seed, the onions. Never had quite such a bad year. I mean, some of them are sizing up, if you can see through there. Some of them are sizing up, but not many. Then in here we have Rose de Ben tomatoes, which I put in a few weeks ago. Well, no, on Monday. So that's 4 days ago. We've got two types of lettuce. We've got the deer tongue lettuce, Amish deer tongue, which I must say, I think I'm not quite such a fan of because it's more difficult to harvest. And then we've got iceberg, Burpee's iceberg is the other one. And in the middle, you can see we've got some small celery plants, 5, that Vivi gave us. On these bean frames, sorry, it really is difficult to do this with the umbrella as well, to keep it stable. On the bean frames, we have this side. What do we have this side? Oh no, I can't remember what we've got this side. And on the other side, we've got Canadian white, which I really like. I'll put in what we've got this side. I've forgotten temporarily. Right. This is our carrots and parsnips bed. And hopefully, no, I don't think you can see because of the rain as well. I tell you what, let me just pause and I'm just going to lift this off a bit. Okay, so there, I think you can just about see the carrots. We've got really good germination in all of our rows of carrots. We've got 3 types of carrots in there and got germination in all of them. And then if I come over here, this here, we've got germination of our parsnips, which is really great. So good germination in parsnips and good germination in our carrots. You can see that other row just there. So I'm really pleased about that. Fabulous. I know other people are having a bit of difficulty again with carrots this year. Without fenella lying on them, these seem to be doing okay. Right, let's carry on. I'll take the umbrella off its stand. Let's have a look at the bed extensions, all now planted up. We've got some tiny Tim tomatoes here from Brian, save seed from Brian. We've got the mint, which is in a container in the ground. We've then got our highly scientific experiment of broad beans. And we do have broad beans forming. I think you can see little finger ones forming in there. So we'll have a look at that highly scientific experiment another day. We've got Shaz's runner beans here, which are beginning to do well, which is fab. Oh, I'm caught. And then in here we have... Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh, we've got Golden Gate climbing French beans in here. They only went in earlier this week. Nothing germinated there yet. And then over in that one, we have our Madeira Maroon climbing French beans. Again, they only went in this week. Nothing germinated yet. You can see our compost bins from this side. And comfrey, you can see flowering in the middle there. So we'll be making comfrey tea as well as nettle tea. I'll do a tour of these. Backing up, trying not to fall over with an umbrella. When I say I've got an umbrella, it's one of those patio umbrellas rather than a sort of personal umbrella. So it's a bit unwieldy. Yes, we've got... I put the tomatoes in on Monday. Really glad to have tomatoes in the ground this year. This is where they grew last year, or some of them grew last year, as you know, but they were in tomato bags. Some are suffering a little bit from transplant shock. One would expect that. In fact, let's just go over. Some of them are looking a little bit pale, but you know what? That's okay. I'm not worried about that. They will all, well, fingers crossed, they will all grow well. I've been given some sweet corn here by our plot holder just to the left of me, which is lovely. They always grow the most amazing sweet corn. Bits and bobs plants on this bench. These are some tree spinach that I've been given, and they will be going in pretty soon as well. They should get up to about 5 or 6 foot. Rather pretty. Over here, oh, there's a yellow iris. So there's some blue iris which are coming out and going over, but I've just seen there's this yellow one coming. So this is an area that we, underneath the ceanothus, that we leave for wildlife, but it still needs maintaining. And because I've been doing other jobs, this area I haven't been hand pulling, and I haven't been taking the bindweed out of the ceanothus. You can see bindweed there. Right, on the left there are a few more plants from Vivi that need to go in. Those are squash. We do finally have freesia flowers coming, which is fantastic. Freesias used to be a big market for Guernsey. Growers used to grow freesias significantly, including my Auntie Phil and Uncle Len. So I have fantastic memories of picking freesias and also packing them in the packing sheds. Oh, happy days, happy days. Calendula, which is going to love this rain. Then we have our flower border bed. You can see at the top there, there's cornflower coming out now. We've got poppies, we've got phacelia, we've got comfrey, we've got nipplewort, California poppy, aquilegia. Oh, lots. Spanish lavender, cotton lavender, the grey one down there. Yay, fabulous. Look at those poppies in there. Just pretty. Right. The blackcurrant is quite happy. The gooseberries that we split up are quite happy. And in here, I'm not sure if you can see, but we do have gooseberries forming. If I come over here, you see those gooseberries. Both of those plants seem to be quite happy, which is great. And these are our strawberries, which are lovely. I always forget what they're called, what this variety is called, but they're always lovely. Moving on. Strimming of this path is needed. More feverfew there. And then sown recently is bird's egg horticultural and another type of bean that I've forgotten temporarily. Yeah, I'll put it in when I can remember. Oh, how do I go through this next bit? See, I've got my umbrella here, but it's not going through that gap. Oh, stretching up. Oh dear. Gosh. Oh, right. Oh no. Now I'm on top of the rhubarb. Let's go around here. Gosh, it's like an expedition, this one, isn't it? Sorry about that. We have some more Mangetout here and perpetual spinach doing fine. And a little iris has come up from our pond, which is glorious. Right, a change. I decided to turn this a week or so ago into a soft fruit bed. We've got 4 Joster berries at the front. Then we've got 4 summer fruiting raspberries and 16 autumn fruiting raspberries at the back. So yeah, now a perennial bed, which obviously means I've got less areas to do other things. The Portuguese cabbage that we had at the end of last year is doing really well here, or these 2, 3 are, and are really great for the hungry gap. We'll come on to that more another day. In this area, I have put our Sarpo Mirror potatoes, and I only put them in 2 days ago. I mean, I know they're late, but I mean, that's ludicrous. But hey ho, priorities, priorities. Our broad beans are beginning to pod up, but nowhere near the same as Vivi's. I mean, we've got these podding up nicely down here, but if you look at Vivi's, hers are absolutely covered in pods. Obviously down to her soil type, and obviously down to the way she's tended them over many years. These are our Colleen potatoes, our earlies, which need a weed. I haven't been doing the weeding because I've been concentrating on getting things out. But next week is going to be a bit of a weeding week. But look, we've got flowers coming on the larger ones, but we still have some that are just literally breaking through the ground. Can you see that one in the middle there? Just breaking through the ground now. This is our Wildflower Bed, which has rather been taken over by this feverfew. It's calendula down there. 2 other types of potato. I think because these were given to us as spares, I think I had in my mind I planted our late potatoes, so I didn't look for them, and then I suddenly found them in the polytunnel the other day with really nice shoots on. So yeah, in they went. Courgettes. So we have Aurelia at the front and golden yellow at the back. And the Aurelia, if I go in there, let me see. Can you see the fruits are forming? Sorry, this is also jerky, this one. Yeah, the fruits are forming. Be interesting to see what we get. Right, our squash. We have Oregon Homestead Sweetmeat 3 here. These are a cheeky curry, and these are all not crown prints, cheeky prints. So happy with the way those are doing. And I think our cheeky prints will be going into that bed once those broad beans are out. Interestingly, very little black fly on those broad beans that were winter sown or autumn sown. Yeah, very little. And then look, if you watch a week at the plot, you'll see that I planted or sowed in here some asparagus berries a couple of weeks ago, and you can see that some of them have started growing. I'm not sure what that is, but we've got about 12 plants in there. Oh no, there's another lot coming up there. So these we're going to grow on into crowns to replace the ones we planted up a few months ago. More tomatoes. As I say, we'll do a tomato tour another day. I was going to do it as part of this, but it's too wet. More lettuce at the front here, then beetroot, and then the bigger leaves are turnips, and then chard, rainbow chard, all needs a good weed. Our corn salad has now gone to flower, which is a shame. We've got a little geranium coming there. Look at that. So pretty. Snow in summer. The pink geranium again. And some calendula there. And then more calendula. A bit of nigella. California poppy. And we've got our tree lilies coming up there. But they're being a bit slow. But they're coming up. Right. These are our Nero di Toscana. No, that's Dazzling Blue Kale. That's Dazzling Blue Kale, which will be going in soon. Our asparagus crowns are all up. We're keeping an eye for asparagus beetle, which obviously we don't want to damage. Then in here we have Portuguese cabbage, Nero di Toscana, and yeah, Nero di Toscana and Portuguese cabbage. That's what we've got in here. So that can't be right. No, these are Dazzling Blue Kale as well. These are Dazzling Blue Kale as well. So yeah, Portuguese cabbage, Nero di Toscana, and Dazzling Blue Kale. Right, I'm going to drop the brolly, well, place it, and let's go into the poly. Oh, this is just ridiculous, isn't it? Sorry. Just a few lettuce and things in there. Here we have Vivi's cucumber wumbers, 100% germination. Thank you, Vivi. We've got Babs. 2 other melons came up but didn't do too well. We've got some beans that we've sown into modules there. And then over here, I've got some lettuce and some lovage that I only sowed yesterday. Right, gosh, it is wet. I appreciate that's all been a bit jerky today, but I just wanted to get the tour in. I think we'll do another one mid-month and then you can see how the growth has been. Anyway, let's get back in the shed. That's our rather Heath Robinson June tour. Can you have a Heath Robinson event? Apologies for its shaky nature, even more shaky than usual, I think. But I thought it was important to get this done at the beginning of June because, you know, these are the months coming up now where we see such significant growth and such significant changes. I also wanted, he says, scratching himself. I'm feeling at that stage now where I suddenly feel a bit comfy. Not too comfy, but a bit comfy. I feel as though the things that I've put off doing, like the weeding, the pulling of the long grasses, that type of thing, I did the right thing in doing that. I did the right thing in not concentrating on the onions, which are not going to give us a great harvest, but concentrating on other things that hopefully will give us really good harvests, like the beans. You know, we had to get those beans in. Being veggies, they're really important for us and we love them. So yeah, I think prioritizing has been the name of the game throughout May, really. That wet weather, that cold weather, it put into abeyance some growth of certain things. However, of course, weeds love moisture and they love that bit of warmth. And as soon as we had that, everything went boom. And it was my choice to say, no, I'm not going to concentrate on the grasses. I'm going to strim, but the grasses where they're longer, where I can cope with them being longer for longer, I will just leave and not prioritize. I needed to get the peppers in. I needed to get the tomatoes in. I needed to get the beans in. You know, I needed to get those Brussels sprouts in. As soon as our onions and our garlic is out, I will be looking at the other brassicas that we've just looked at, going into those beds. The other thing is, I don't actually have very much more space now. So I'm now thinking, because everything is planted up, my thoughts are on, like with the onions and the garlic, what is going to replace those? So they're being replaced by brassicas. The broad beans up here are being replaced by squash. I think we'll most probably replace the Mangetout and the broad beans in that bed with some turnips and some beetroot direct sown once they are out. But really, you know, we're fully cultivated on this plot now, which is great. So at the beginning of June, things are going to move along. This water will obviously help. This rain will obviously help. And hopefully we'll continue to have warm weather. I'd love to have warm weather with a few hot days rather than a spell of hot weather that goes on through to September. So fingers crossed. I haven't looked at the long range weather forecast for quite some weeks actually. And when Richard said to me, I think yesterday or the day before, that it was going to be raining today, I said to him, yeah, we'll most probably get a little bit of rain. And I suppose that smugness was also with me when I was coming down to the plot this morning and thinking, oh, I'll get the June tour done before the rain begins. How wrong I was. Anyway, we'll leave it there and pick up on a few other things that I wanted to tell you about in a week at the plot. See you soon. Bye. Just realised I do have a coat in the shed to go home, so I won't get too wet. Bye.